Hey, babe. Ready to join the revolution?
Welcome to Boss Less, Babe More, a woman-first business movement where soulful strategy means brand clarity.
I'm Grace, alignment coach and Akashic record reader.
And I'm Réka, designer and brand strategist.
Together, we build businesses that are aligned, supported, and actually sustainable.
Fuck the rules. Let's change the world for every woman who comes after you.
Hey babes, welcome back to another week's episode. Today we're going to be talking about all of the different events that we are holding here at Hold Space and the magic that you can come and experience for yourself within this space. So last night we actually held this really beautiful cacao ceremony sound bath. We've been holding these monthly, and we actually, it's kind of funny because we thought that April was going to be our last month for the season of doing these.
Yeah.
And then we held it and we were like, oh, I feel so inspired to hold another one.
Well, actually, we have had this idea of what we're going to do for a while and trying to make it fit. And then it wasn't just fitting with some of the other rituals we were doing. So it was one of those back pocket ideas. And I'm so glad that once we looked at dates, it was just like way too aligned not to do it. So one more.
Un más.
One more time.
So last night, Cacao Ceremony Sound Bath theme was womb-centric, femme-centric magic. So it was just such an amazing experience. We had pretty much a full house of really incredible women who showed up, shared so vulnerably. I mean, the conversations that happen in these spaces, so fucking juicy.
Super juicy, for sure. So we're going to do it again in May 31st. If you guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. And what are we going to do for the theme?
Ooh, the theme is going to be all about life seasons. So what's going on in your life in this season, in this chapter. And we're going to do a journal burning ritual, which I'm so excited for. I've got a stack of journals that, you know, really, truly, I have been holding on to them for so long, like years and years and years. I've never actually burned a journal before, so I'm very excited for this, but I've been holding on to these journals and I have periodically gone back through them. And oh my God, some of them are from periods of my life that were really dark, or just I was not my most congruent self, or like even close to who I am now. And it's like, why am I holding on to this version of me? It's almost because it's written on a page. It's almost still like etched in my reality in certain ways. I know that's such a subtle thing because it's sitting on a bookshelf and I hardly ever see them and whatever, but it's still there. That energy is still there.
Absolutely. It's holding the energetics. The last time I did it was when I moved in 2019. And that was the first time I've ever burned journals. And I burned so many of them. So I wouldn't have so many to burn this time in May. But it was so liberating. I was moving into a new house. I was getting rid of all this old stuff. And I'm like, I'm not carrying this energy in here. Like you're saying, there's this really subtle kind of thing about it. And I think especially with moves, when you're moving, there's so much that you can sort really, really quickly. And then there are things that have an emotional attachment, or they just, like I'm saying, it's carrying some sort of energetic. So you may not be able to get rid of. But in a ceremonial space where you say, yes, I'm no longer this person. I'm no longer available for this kind of energy or this kind of drama or this kind of misalignment or relationship or whatever you have, it feels so fucking good to burn it. So we're going to do it May 31st. And guess what, guys? It's actually a full moon. We picked the date before we looked at the moon calendar. Full moon, Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So it has to happen. It just has to happen. So at Hold Space in the backyard, there's a very cute little fire pit. We will utilize that for this event. And unless it's a downpour, we'll come up with another solution. But we will burn all of them outside. So if you want to load up your trucks all over decades of shit that you've been carrying, this will be kind of the perfect time for it. So we will still have the ceremonial cacao and we'll still have sound bath, but that's kind of going to be the thing. And full moons especially are such a good time for release. So it's too perfect not to. And plus, as a minimalist and decluttering, like,
Burn that shit down.
yeah, I'm like, let's get rid of stuff. So you guys should join us for that. And then to bring in the new and talking about these life seasons, you are offering something really cool. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. So whenever we're going through seasons of life, often we're entering them blind.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know what is ahead of us, and sometimes that alone is kind of terrifying. And so whenever we have awareness is a double-edged sword, but really it gives us the clarity and the courage to take the first step. And so in this ritual, I'm also going to be doing primary life lesson readings for all the attendees. Because whenever it's like, okay, well, we're releasing something, what are we now claiming? If we're shedding something, there's then a void that needs to be filled with something.
Mm-hmm.
And so having this awareness of like, oh, this is the overarching theme that I'm playing with within the context of my life in this season. And these are the aspects of my life that I'm working on this lesson within. And this is the current aspect that is showing up within me learning this lesson. I mean, it really just opens up so much clarity, so much space for you to move forward with grace and ease. So actually today I'm going to be giving Réka a little life lessons reading just so you guys can get a feel for what that's like. So I did prep this ahead of time, but these are really short, sweet, simple readings that actually pack a very powerful punch. So, Réka, for you, your current primary life lesson, which is the overarching theme that is showing up in your current reality in this season of your life, is beauty.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think this is so fun too. Like as soon as I read that in your records, I was like, "Oh, this is really beautiful too because that's one of your core values
Yes.
in paper right now."
Yeah,
I
I
was
love
like,
this.
"Oh, she's just like living into her core values." It's really
Yeah.
cool. So you are 11% completed with your
Okay.
primary life lesson. You've actually only started this new life lesson about a month and a half ago.
Oh, no
So
shit.
this is kind of a brand spanking new experience for you. And whenever we start a brand new life lesson, it feels so messy. We go from life lesson to life lesson. So you must have just completed one. Didn't look at what that was, which,
Yeah.
whatever, it
Whatever.
doesn't matter. But you just rolled into this new one, which means that you're in the thick of it right now. You're in the thick of it right now. And whenever we're going from about 1% to 50% completion on a life lesson, that is the messy part. Okay. So while your primary life lesson is beauty, you're not just learning how to make things beautiful. You're experiencing all sides of the die to what beauty actually is in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual ways, like beauty can show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, you can experience in the learning process what it's like to not have yourself surrounded by beauty, to watch other people be in their experience of beauty and you not be in it. And then that can flip the opposite way where it's like you have this beautiful experience of life and you're seeing other people not. So there is a bit of a compare contrast energy and essence within learning the life lessons. So that's 1% to 50%, you're really in the deep learning of the
Yeah.
lesson. Now, once you get over that 50% hump, that's kind of the application portion of learning the lesson. Like, okay, I've gone through all the deep lesson part. Now I'm going to start applying everything that I know in the way that I do my life, in the way that I apply this lesson. So, really, really cool.
That's fascinating. How long? Well, I guess probably depends for everybody and every circumstance, but could it be years that somebody's working on a life lesson? Are there shorter time frames? It just depends.
That is such a good question. So, actually, let's go down this rabbit hole. So, in our timeline, our modern day timeline, we have so much freedom to be who we are, to live into our divinity to the fullest. And so people now are actually able to work through their life lessons a lot faster than maybe even 100 years ago,
Yeah.
especially if you're a woman.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So,
We can open bank accounts now
I
and
know.
vote.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And so we have this newfound freedom to actually be able to move through the lessons much faster. However, we don't need to be spiritual overachievers and try to complete it in like
Tomorrow, I'm
tomorrow.
need to get to 50 before this gathering.
Yeah. Yeah. So there really is no timeline on how fast you quote unquote should go through a life lesson. However, you need to have safety. You need to have like a level of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual safety for you to be able to complete a life lesson. So I have seen reading for other people, sometimes people are working on life lessons for lifetimes.
Wow.
Like they just don't get through
Yeah.
it in a lifetime, and that's actually perfectly okay.
Yeah.
However, in this timeline, I'm noticing that people turn over their primary life lessons basically on an annual timeline. So for you, I foresee you working on this for most of 2026. Currently, the life areas that this is showing up in is your spiritual development,
Oh,
which is interesting.
yeah.
And then also within primary relationship, so that would be you and your partner. And then also within finances and sex.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the current energy that you're playing with underneath this umbrella of beauty is that every cloud has a silver lining. So everything is actually working out really well for you in these different life areas within the context of beauty.
That's so
So,
good.
I mean, if you think about your spiritual development right now, do you see how beauty is showing up in your reality?
100%. And I actually shared about this in yesterday's circle that I have just started to re-engage with a little bit more seriousness towards my rituals. And I joined a community that is very heavy on multiple rituals per week. And my so you guys may have heard me say that my frequency is freedom, but within that, actually, during another circle that we did here for a sound bath, it is financial freedom. So I have a very serious commitment to financial freedom this year and trying to make really good choices for myself for the future. And so getting on the spiritual path of manifestation and rituals, I'm trying to tie everything to money and finances as much as the cycles allow. So I'm not forcing it, but anytime there's a manifestation, I'm staying very focused with the financial freedom mindset. In that, you have to set up an altar. You have to, call in all the directions. So I selected 4 very specific stones to have for east and south and west and north. And it's on this really cool wooden table in my office. And so that actually, the altar in and of itself is not just like some random, like chair or something. So that's a cool space. And it just so happens that that room is perfectly facing the east. So that's even more perfect. But having that altar be this really pretty space, like I can absolutely see how all of this ties together. That is so cool. I love this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to tell my partner. He's like, all right, the sexy times are going to get really beautiful. Rose petals everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you will go through all of the different life areas at some point or another within the context of learning this primary life lesson. It's just that these are the areas right now that your focus is on. And so, it evolves over time, and also it gets easier over time. And I mean, you just rolled out of a life lesson to be dropped into this new one of beauty, right? So your life lesson before, whatever it was, once you get up to like 75, 80%, shit's easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like you're learning anymore. It's just, oh, I'm just applying. This is easy now. So,
Yeah.
and then
That's awesome.
and then you don't die, obviously, whenever a life lesson is complete. I've had so many clients who are like, oh my God, I'm at like 95% completion of this life lesson. Am I about to keel over? No, you're fine. You'll just roll right into a new one. Yeah. And your soul actually picks it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this.
So
So you guys, if you want to come to this ceremony in May, you will get one of these life lesson readings by Grace. So this is not something to snooze on. The ticket price is $70. We're going to serve you cacao. We're going to have a sound bath. You're going to burn your journals. You're going to have this life lesson. Like, this is going to be maybe our best one yet,
yeah.
honestly. So we have 8 tickets available.
And honestly, these readings, I don't ever just give them out. This is actually stuff that I only go over with clients who do ongoing work with me. So if you want to jump on an opportunity to get an Akashic reading, like hop on it. The spaces do fill up.
This is really, really valuable. So don't snooze on it. But yeah, so come join us for that. And then maybe this is our last sound bath, maybe not. But for May, under the full moon, we're going to burn some journals and get rid of our old selves and get into something new. That's very exciting.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped too.
Now, we will not have a sound bath cacao ceremony in June. I'll be traveling, so
I'll be out of here.
But we're thinking that they will be back on the calendar for the end of July.
Yes. Another special one. Okay. Well, that's kind of all I have for today, for all of you. But thank you for listening. And we really, really hope to hold space here, pun intended, with you in May.
And until then,
Don't forget
to boss less, babe more.